We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast for a special Agentic workshop breaking news bulletin.
Hey folks, JC here, and I hate to say I told you so, but I want you to check out this amazing new public blog from Thinking Machines. If you haven't heard of them, they're a $12 billion startup led by Mira Murati, the former OpenAI CTO. She's a legend at the cutting edge of generative AI with deep know-how on designing these systems and scaling them for real business use. Their aim? To push frontier AI forward with a focus on science and business alignment. Last night, they dropped what's less a blog and more a rallying cry, a white paper really, on a topic I've been harping on about in my new The Hill I Will Die On series, defeating non-determinism in large language models. I swear, I didn't know they were coming out with this, but it validates everything I've been saying. This article goes deep, led by Horace Hee, whose team includes folks who built PyTorch at Meta. So yeah, serious players. Quick breakdown. For a while, the theory has been that mixture of experts models could be a cause of non-deterministic behavior in LLMs. This paper goes further, pinpointing the real root cause beyond that, batching. Imagine LLMs work as a giant math formula. Like, I seriously mean giant. Like the longest Excel formula you could imagine. Even though it's long, you'd expect it to always get the same answer, right? But here's the catch. Some math operations aren't commutative when you're dealing with complex stuff like floating point numbers. So what does that mean? Well, basically, it means that order matters. You've been taught that x times y is the same as y times x, yeah? Well, I'm afraid there's actually a lot of circumstances in more advanced math where that ain't the case. Enter scientific notation and floating point math. When you multiply big numbers expressed with limited precision, rounding errors happen. And depending on the order of operations, you can lose or drop different bits of data. The trick is the rounding. When we round, we're effectively losing information. Very small and entirely prudent due to the rules around accuracy, but meaningful when you then proceed to do this another trillion times just to make a cat meme. But why would we ever change the order of the equation? Because cloud engineers optimize compute by batching tasks based on available GPUs. The batch sizes fluctuate depending on real-time resource availability, changing the math execution order and causing non-determinism. What the Thinking Machines team have figured out, which is fitting given Horace, he helped invent the very cloud maths we're talking about here with PyTorch, is that the desire to divide the workload across as much available compute as possible is a rational optimization decision, but a flawed reproducibility decision, because it guarantees that batch sizes change and therefore order of operations. The fix? Fix the batch size. Don't let it shift with compute fluctuations. Chunk your formula into fixed-length slices, so every run breaks the problem down the same way, even if that means sometimes leaving some compute power unused. The trade-off, a bit less efficiency, but with determinism nailed. Their experiments show near zero non-determinism across thousands of runs. Monumental. But there is also a section on policy reinforcement learning. Put simply, on policy means the model learns from the exact behavior it used to collect its training data. When sampling and training disagree even a little, you stop being truly on policy. If models are non-deterministic, this disagreement is guaranteed. This matters because modern model tuning works by chasing very small gains. If your measurement is noisy, a basis point improvement disappears into the background. Determinism turns noisy, expensive experiments into reliable, reproducible progress, so those tiny wins actually count. I think this whole section is a coded message to the other frontier labs. Taking this seriously unlocks potentially massive improvement margins at the very edge of state-of-the-art models. I highly recommend reading the article. It's approachable even if math isn't your thing, with plenty of visuals to help. Or just paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to explain it to you. Big thanks to the Thinking Machines team for this work. It's a call to arms. Let's not settle for flaky AI. We need standards, protocols, and transparency in this new era. I want to see real benchmarks on determinism, full telemetry on LLM behavior, token dynamics, seed control, you name it. If we get this right, we can harness these chaotic but not random systems we call LLMs and build truly reliable AI. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
We return you now to your regular YouTube channel for all things Agentic. JC's Agentic Workshop.